The most insane statistic about Apple's business is that they've never had more than 20% market share of the smartphone industry globally, and yet they routinely rake in 80% of the global profits. I'm totally unfamiliar with any other industry where a minority player dominates the way that Apple does. Really what's taking place is that we've ignored Apple operations. I call this the Apple squeeze, and this is how Apple works with its suppliers in China. Year in, year out, Johnny Ive was making designs for Apple products that could not be built in China without a ton of engineering. And the quid pro quo that Apple would basically offer these suppliers is, look, we're barely going to pay you. You might be lucky to make 1% margins on this product, but here's the thing. You are gonna get the best engineering training you've ever got. Apple had this rule that they don't want any supplier being more than 50% dependent on Apple revenue. And so Apple was saying basically, look, you need to grow as quickly with somebody else as you're growing with us. And so Apple gave birth to the Chinese smartphone industry. So all of these suppliers began supplying Xiaomi, Oppo, Vivo, Huawei. The results basically were the death of Nokia, Motorola, BlackBerry, anybody you can think of. Common in Western discourse to hear that the iPhone killed Nokia because Nokia couldn't keep up with multi-touch and the innovations that Apple was introducing. But it's really more of an operations story. Apple didn't kill Nokia. Chinese imitators of the iPhone killed Nokia. And the reason the imitations were so good is that Apple trained all of their suppliers.